Yo, I'm back again, unfortunately. We're gonna start off with the shoulder press, guys. We have today an upper body day. Today will not be a day that I include any type of leg stuff because I plan to work out tomorrow because I don't feel like working out on Sunday. Like I said, when you know how these things work, it's not hard to think, okay? Like I said, I train every other day, bro. But if there's ever anything that I know is gonna come up or something I know I don't feel like doing in the future, well, we make adjustments, bro. So today's Friday. I know I don't wanna train Sunday. So today, upper body, because I did legs on Wednesday, like an actual leg day Wednesday. So today would have been the upper body with about 2 leg day movements or leg movements of choice. And I probably would have ended up doing like a leg curl for hamstrings and probably leg extensions for quads. But again, don't feel like training Sunday. We're gonna do legs tomorrow. So then that would end up putting us Monday. Monday I can end up back at a full body day to where, yeah, that'll be an upper body day with whatever leg movements of choice. See how simple that is? Interesting. So last time I recorded these for the YouTube, I only did I tried the 4 plates, didn't work. Then we went down to the 3 plates and the 25, didn't work. But since then I've done the 3 plates and the 25, like on 2 different occasions. So, but I'm also doing this first in the session. That one time I didn't, it wasn't, shoulder presses weren't first, so. So we're gonna stick, ouch. Ow, felt that. So we're, dang. So we're gonna stick to the 3 and a 25. I believe I've done it last time with 4 reps with 1 in reserve. So if I can get 5 reps today and still 1 in reserve, that would be cool. But we'll see. And we'll do 2 sets here. Other than that, today we're gonna go over some mic check. Okay, I see it. Like I said, y'all, if my mic goes out, make sure y'all let me know, bro. But today we're gonna go over some questions with the Q&A that I did for Instagram. So I'll just go through some random stuff and that'll be that. Let's see. All right, so the first thing that I see, maybe it's worth talking about the new Pope. I don't care. So no, not worth talking about. What made you start lifting? Just like anybody, they want to build some muscle, they want to get stronger. I was an athlete. I don't really know too many athletes that don't work out one way or the other. So I did strength training in high school with football and baseball, went to college, did strength training with baseball. After the injuries, was done with, I dropped out of college. And I just got into working out for real. And it just went from there. So I guess to go further with that, I strength trained for a few years, probably 2 years. And then, hey, how do you do this? How you do that? How you get like this? So I ended up becoming a personal trainer. I worked at Jimmy John's for a year prior to getting my certification, or I worked there while I was getting it. I just procrastinated. I shouldn't have been at Jimmy John's that long. So note to aspiring coaches or trainers, don't procrastinate. I could have had that certification. But the certification was to, of course, be able to work in a gym. Other than that, you don't exactly need a certification, but it would make sense to have one. Like I said, I don't flex my certifications. It's pointless. Because if you think about it, people don't walk up to you and be like, oh, are you a certified trainer? Nobody that comes to me for advice asks me if I'm a certified trainer, all right? But if you wanted to work in a gym, you would have to have one. If you wanted to work for a gym, you would need one. So that will be that. So it took me a year to get the certification, but it only took me a week to really, I guess, study for the exam. Like I said, I procrastinated too long. No, not even a week. It took me like 2 days. Because I got the email about, oh, hey, your course is about to expire. I was like, oh, shoot, I got to do it. And I went and did it. And boom, passed it. Then I worked at LA Fitness for 2 years, 2.5. I worked at LA Fitness in Baton Rouge. They changed the name to Esporta, but I worked there. And then from there, it was like, I'll get back into that after this set. I'll get back into that. So kind of like I said, to help you aspiring coaches or trainers out. Nope. Definitely not 5 in that one. So we'll sit this out for a minute. But back to aspiring coaches, okay? I left LA Fitness because I just felt like there was more money in fitness than what it was there for me. It was hard leaving my clients. I had a lot of clients there, but whatever. But I mean, you got to think about it, bro. If you really want to be successful, you would have to move on from a big box gym, okay? Because I mean, they were taking like 80%. They were probably more, because I know when I first started, it was like $8 per session in sessions of 25 minutes. So that would mean if you had back-to-back sessions, you would make $16 an hour, okay? They took forever to promote me. All right, so that was another reason why I was ready to, I left. They gave me the promotion too late. By then I already had some online clients and everything, but promotion came way too late. It was like 2 years later, or a year down the road, a year and a half down the road or whatever. I don't feel like doing the math. I can't remember all the, but I know it was over a year for sure. And I was carrying that gym with another trainer, and it took forever to get that promotion. So I already had in my mind to leave. By the time I got the promotion, yeah, it was like, I mean, it bumped me up to like, what, 29 an hour, I believe. I was at 29 an hour. It was too late though, because I already cut my hours in half. I was literally working from 5 a.m. to like 6 p.m. And actually the latest I used to get to was 7 p.m., but I had to cut that. Because like I said, dude, it was so much to where there was no time for myself. But like I said, I was working all those hours, not making the money that I felt like I should have been making. So by the time they gave me the promotion, it was like, oh, hey, if we give you this promotion, would you go back to doing like full time or like, increase your hours again? Told them no. Straight up told them no. But they still gave me the promotion anyway. Still only worked half the day. I mean, I worked from like 5 a.m. to like 10 a.m. And then, I ended up leaving shortly after the promotion. And since then, things have been going great. So, aspiring coaches, nothing's wrong with working for a gym or in a gym, bro. But if your goal is to look to maximize your potential with, I guess, making money, it wouldn't be the best idea to stay where you're in a gym where they're taking 80%, 70%. Like, I mean, if you're making at least 60, 70, that's more respectable or something, but 80%. Like I said, I was working all day for $16 an hour. By the time I got the promotion, it was too late. So now I have time to myself. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And we're good. And then I ended up doing the social media thing. So, hey. But that's that. I mean, maybe I can get deeper into that some other time, but I guess that was a pretty cool first question. And we can look at another one. Let's see. What are some of your goals for this year? I'm answering some pretty interesting stuff here. These aren't really about strength training. I'm just picking some random stuff to start with. There's a lot of questions on there. But goals for this year, honestly, I'm reaching a lot of those goals really, really sooner than I thought. Because I already had it in mind to move to Houston, but I stayed with the family for a bit. Once I left Baton Rouge, family stays in a smaller town in Louisiana, so I stayed with them for a little over a year to help out at home. Like I said, I already had it in mind to move to Houston, so I'm here now. I moved sooner than I thought I would into this year, so that's cool. But the goals, I mean, I had a goal to touch 100,000 followers on TikTok. I'm already there, so that's cool. Like I said, the growth lately has been exponential, so that's great. Instagram, I think we're at like 66,000. Yeah, so if we can touch 100,000 within the next 4 or 5 months, that'll be cool. Other than that, continue to work with Ecovision and bring some things to them that can help benefit them and you guys as well. If there's any other respectable brands that I can consider working with, and cool. Other than that, there's a lot of brands that I've turned down because I'm just not interested in what they want out of me. I can't really be myself. Like I said, I'm not a salesperson, bro. I don't get on here and sell anything to you guys. I give information. You do what you will with that information. So if you notice with a lot of my stuff, dude, I'm not trying to sell anything to y'all. And I just feel like that's a little more authentic. Now, I have nothing against people that sell things as long as they're selling the right stuff. Other than that, like, no, I don't really condone a lot of the scamming kind of stuff. Like promoting certain things that just have no benefit or is like a scam. It's pretty weird to me. Other than that, regardless, I don't like selling things. Cool note, the Train Heroic thing is around the corner. Considering I'm settled in now, we're gonna have that started up fairly soon. I've submitted some of my stuff to Ryan and Tim with Train Heroic to get me set up. So I'll have 2 groups set up there. We're just going to start off with 2 different groups. I'm going to have a group that can that is able to train every other day, and it'll be like a full body every other day. I'll have things set up how I have it set up. You guys come in and grow together, progress together. Of course, I'll be open to suggestions or any ideas. Of course, we'll have different muscle cycles and stuff. But for the most part, a lot of my stuff, dude, I'm not here to overcomplicate anything for you guys. All right, I'm not this big maximizing guy. Like I said, we're going to do things right. Yeah, we're going to do things right. I'm going to make sure that you guys don't have anything to worry about. All right? So if you're joining my groups, understand with my groups is, hey, we're going to look to get strong. Okay. And everything will fall in line. All right, and then the other group is going to be the upper lower, whereas Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can have your weekend off. Cool. And that's just the 2 groups we'll start with. And we'll go from there. But let me go into this set. Let me go into this set. But like I said, I just, with brands and stuff, dude, a lot of them lately, it's just been wanting me to be someone who I'm not. Want me to read over scripts that just aren't right. That's just not right. So I'm not here to change for money, okay? All right, moving on. All right, so 2 things that I just saw as I'm about to put these straps on. Tips to stay motivated whilst in a deficit. If you need motivation while you're in a deficit, your deficit is probably too large. Like, unless you're getting on stage or something, you don't need to be in some significant deficit that is hindering your gym progression. So I think you need to probably watch more of my content. Like I said, if only thing I can think of for reason you may lack motivation is because you're in too large of a deficit and your energy is low and you're hindering your progression in the gym. So you're gonna have to make some adjustments, brother, because you can be in a cut and still progress. So either overall you're doing too much training, or again, you're in too much of a deficit, your carbs probably too low. I can't really, you're probably gonna have to watch some more of the content. Then the other one, sarcoplasmic versus myofibrillar hypertrophy. This is a weird one because you got people that think sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a thing or any relevant thing, okay? I don't even think people understand what hypertrophy is anyway. But the hypertrophy that you guys are actually after is myofibrillar, okay? So we're looking to increase myofibrillar size and everything. So it's like, if I'm looking at sarcoplasmic, bro, this is temporary stuff. Like, this is just fluid. It's sarcoplasmic fluid that's just surrounding myofibrils. So this is nothing that you can really train for. Okay, so you can end up having sarcoplasmic hypertrophy with low volume. You can have it with higher volume. I mean, higher volume, you'll probably have more of that fluid, but it's like, this is nothing that you can really train for regardless. And plus that it goes away. Like I said, it's nothing you can really train for. Okay, so I don't think that's really worth. You don't need to get too deep into that, bro. Like I said, people try to make it sound good, and they'll start talking about carbs and glycogen storages and all that. But then again, it's like, bro, it's literally just fluid that surrounds myofibrils. And again, the hypertrophy you're after is myofibrillar, not sarcoplasmic. Because again, you can't train for that. You're going to have that regardless. Regardless of what you do, you will have sarcoplasmic. So, yeah. So I don't even worry about the sarcoplasmic stuff, guys. You can't train for it, and it's not relevant. It just happens along with what you're already doing. That's as simple as I can really put that. So. Let's go with 25. Next one we can do. Let me scroll to the bottom because a lot of these were from the top. So let me scroll to the bottom because oh yeah, sheesh. Shoe recommendation for calf raises. Something comfortable. Something comfortable. Does total weekly volume matter, or we should focus on frequency and recovery? Frequency. So I mean, just watch that post that I did today about frequency for noobs, and you can also see the pinned post. So hopefully the editor can work with y'all here. There's a post that I did today about frequency for noobs, and there's a pinned post, I believe it's called Non-Essentials Part 3, and it's about volume and stuff. Just train stuff 2 or 3 times a week. Simple as that. Train stuff 2 or 3 times a week. Because if you're going to be better off doing 6 total sets 2 or 3 times a week versus 6 sets once a week. All right, so that'll be that. Frequency. Drop some Mundy Lore. I was born in South Korea. That counts as lore. My dad can speak Korean. My parents met in Korea. My dad is not Korean. My mother's not Korean. They're just both military. Lived in Kuwait for 4 years, 2008 through 2012. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Hey bro, I'm in the gym. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm in the gym. I'm recording right now. I'm in the gym. Appreciate it. I'm in the gym. I'm recording. Hold on. Well, you're trying to get clout right now. All right, take care. What was I even talking about? Oh, the Mundy Lore. Yeah, I lived in Kuwait for 4 years. Been to Dubai 5 times? It's 5 or 6. I've been to Dubai 5 or 6 times. Been to Bahrain, been to Qatar. Qatar was 3 times. I almost went to Saudi Arabia 1 year. I've been to Poland, been to Germany. So all this was in the time span that I was in Kuwait from 2008 to 2012. So I mean, that's, I guess, enough lore. Do you like to work out with headphones or not? Do you guys ever see me with headphones on? So that's an interesting question. Was there ever a point in your lifting career where you were against low volume? When I first started lifting. I mean, when I first started, it was all about just train hard and do as much as you could, and do as much as you could to where you can recover. It's just now I'm at a point where I understand it a lot more, and I can be a lot more efficient with it. So I was never doing like crazy high volumes, but there were times where I was doing a little more than I was doing now, and I had drop sets and stuff in there too and stuff. So yeah. But I can't sit here and act like I was doing 30, 40, 50 sets in a week and stuff. Yeah, nah. I don't even know if there was anything where I was doing 20 sets. Maybe. Well, if you want to count the drop sets and stuff, I probably got as high as 20 sets if we're including drop sets and everything. But that stuff used to cook me. So. But let's see what we look like here, and then we'll get back to the questions. There's one in reserve because we're going to do 2 sets here. So cool. Let's get back to our questions. So scrolled back to the bottom here. Let's see. How important is sleep? Hey, editor, can you show this guy the post that I did for sleep, please? To where you can go see that. And anybody else that's asking this. Is sleeping from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. the same as sleeping from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.? I mean, if it's the same amount of hours, yeah. If it's the same amount of hours. My math isn't mathing right now, but if it's the same amount of hours, I don't understand that question. Do you have any book recommendations or reading recommendations for training? I mean, I don't really read books. But I know Chris and Paul has some hypertrophy books that y'all can look into. I'm pretty sure they have some books. Chris Beardsley has a Patreon. So maybe that's a start. That's a start, because I don't read books, but I know for sure that they have those books. So yeah, I am cutting like for 6 months now. It's hard to progressive overload and pressing movements. That's not my problem. That's something that you're doing wrong. And I don't know if you're watching my content or not. And I also just talked earlier about the motivation in the cut. I mean, guys, y'all are probably in too much of a deficit and probably doing too much in your training. Like I said, I'll have the training groups if y'all want to join the training groups, or if you need one-on-one coaching, join for one-on-one coaching. But other than that, I can't. I'm giving y'all a lot of content to go through and work with. If you're having some issues with it, then from there it's okay. Hey, I'm going to need some assistance. Okay. But training groups will come up shortly. They'll be a lot cheaper than the one-on-one coaching. So, but the only thing is, I mean, you're just going to have to follow what everybody else is doing. But either way, you'll be fine, because all of you are going to progress on the same stuff anyway. But we'll have different mental cycles. So, did you see C-Bum doing Mundy curls? No, I don't follow him. So no, I didn't. How much does range of motion matter in a peg deck? I mean, not much, but I don't know why you wouldn't want to look to train as much range of motion as you could, comfortably, at least. But let's see if we can get one more before we do this next set, guys. Why am I seeing so many progressive overload in the cut stuff? Does progressive overload on a cut equal muscle growth on a cut? Yeah, you can build muscle in a cut, guys. You can build muscle in a cut. Progressive overload is just a sign that you're building muscle. Okay, it's a sign that it's always possible that you're building muscle. All right. So, but yes, you can build muscle in a cut. If you're not progressing in a cut, you're doing something wrong. And then I know a lot of you are not trying to get on stage anytime soon, so you're definitely doing something wrong. Goodness gracious. All right. Whew. Goodness gracious. All right, moving on. All right, yeah. Like I said, I'm seeing so many can I progress on the cut questions, and it's like a lot of y'all must be new here then. I mean, I am kind of growing exponentially, so it's understandable. But if y'all take just a few minutes out of y'all's day, you will learn from content that you wouldn't have to ask all this cut and progressing stuff. So take the time to go through some of my content. Instagram will be good enough, and then the YouTube as well. Like I said, I do tend to give more information on YouTube, but let's see. Next question. Do the hamstrings get a stimulus in the 90-degree extension? What? The 90-degree extension? I'm going to assume he's talking about the 45s. It's like that Roman chair. I don't know if you're asking about like free weight 45s or banded, but they're both going to be different. But the free weight 45s is going to be for hamstrings because it's going to challenge the hamstrings where the resistance is at. Okay, it's going to be hardest where the hamstrings have greater leverage to extend the hip. Banded 45s is going to kind of change where that resistance is hardest at. So where it was previously harder at that bottom half where the hamstrings would be better at extending the hip, the bands would make it harder at the top half. Okay, so it would be better for glutes in that situation. So you're asking me again to get the 90-degree extensions. I'm assuming you're talking about the 45. So, will you be posting more mobility work? No, I don't care to. No, I don't care to. But some guys y'all can look into. Lucas Aaron. Y'all can follow my guy, Lucas Aaron. Y'all can follow my guy, Micah. His username is Human Movement. Movement with MVMNT. So Human Movement, human.movement. You can follow... I'm sorry, brother. I forgot your name, brother. Forgive me. Oh, Alex Sterner. You can follow Alex Sterner. He's got some mobility stuff if y'all want that consistent kind of content. So Alex Sterner. There's this Wuso movement. Wusu. WSOO_MVMT. He's got some interesting stuff, so y'all can follow him. Another one off the top of my head, Flexibility Maestro, Philip May. Y'all can follow him. So if y'all want some consistent mobility stuff, go follow them. But asking me all the time about flexibility stuff, like I said, there's only so much I can tell you. I've already kind of given y'all like blueprints for them. It's just, hey, look for range of motion that you want to progress to. Just increase the load over time and increase the range of motion over time. How you approach those situations, I mean, it may take a little more critical thinking, but if you need help with it, go follow those people. Like I just don't really feel like posting that all the time. So let's see. Are training forearms and calves different from other muscle groups? No, it's all the same. If you, for whatever reason, if there's anything you want to look to prioritize, it's going to be the same stuff. Train it 2 or 3 times a week. Train it where it has a greater relative leverage than another muscle group in that same position. And then, 4 to 8 reps, you'll be good. Train it 0 to 2 reps in reserve. It's all the same stuff. 2 to 5 sets in a session. It's all the same stuff. So no, it's not different.
I'll be watching you your YouTube video pop up.
I'm actually doing a YouTube right now, bro.
Like last 2 weeks.
Oh, so you don't follow me on Instagram or nothing?
Huh?
You don't follow me on Instagram or nothing?
I don't use social media. I just
Oh, well, that's cool. That's pretty interesting. Say what's up, bro. I'm doing it right now. He can't even see you, but yeah. That's cool, bro. Appreciate that.
That video with the tricep, that lift with the tricep, is funny.
No, I appreciate it, brother.
You're funny. I like you.
Appreciate it, brother. God bless. All right. Cool, got that out of the way. Whoops. Yeah, the full stack is getting really light, guys. I can honestly, I can probably go a little heavier than just this plate. I'm gonna put a 10 on just because. Okay, boom. Let me answer something real quick. Open the questions back up. The first new one that I'm seeing, favorite muscle group to train, I don't have one. So next, let me scroll. What's your favorite cheat meal or snack? I don't really have one, honestly, but I mean, I don't know, maybe, I guess the favorite one as of late has just been cinnamon rolls, I guess. Shrimp and grits. I don't eat no shrimp and grits. I don't like grits. When a new study appears that is very well done and well analyzed, do you change something in your program? No. If you have to change something in your program every time a new study comes out, you obviously have no clue what you're doing. Okay? You obviously don't pay attention to any kind of studies. All right? So it's like, if sure, there may be a few things that are well done every now and then, but it's like, bro, if you already, what is there to change? If you've been watching me for at least like this past year and everything, what is there to change, bro? What is there to change? You know? So like I said, if you already are on track and kind of know what you're doing, what is another study going to do to make you change all that much in your program? So no. How's Houston so far? Pretty good. I mean, other than coming to the gym, eating, and being at the crib, like I said, that's it. I don't really do anything. Costco's seen me a good bit, but I make sure I go to Costco at times. There's not a lot of people in there. The first time I went to Costco out here, it was on a Saturday because that's when I just moved here. Too many people. Way too many people. So I made it a habit to, hey, if I need to go to Costco, we're going to make it during the week. We're going to make it during the week. And I do it like in the morning, so it's not a lot of people in there. So let's see. Oh, another favorite muscle group to train. If you had to pick only one exercise to do the rest of your, okay. And what do you think why do you think there's such a great divide in terms of the best way to lift? Because everyone wants to be right. That's pretty much it. Everyone wants to be right, but in reality, dude, again, it's so simple, it's not even funny, bro. Again, if you train hard, if you're progressing, I mean, dude, there's only like, yeah, sure, there may be a little nuance to things, but again, it's like, hey, train the stuff 2 or 3 times a week, okay? Strive to progress, get stronger, you know, train hard. Like, it's not as complicated as it seems, but if you really think about it, a lot of the arguing is kind of useless, especially on the science-based side of it, because I don't know. Just everyone wants to be right, pretty much. That's it. That's the best I can really give you. Everyone wants to be right, and some people have things that they're trying to sell. So, bro, it's heavy. Okay. I'll do another set here, I guess. Why not? Another set isn't gonna hurt. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, gym or non-gym related? That's a, dang. That's a rough one. I guess if I have to say overall best advice, bro, put God first regardless. You know, praise God in the times that you're having everything going your way, and praise God in times where things aren't going your way. You know, from the dust we've came, the dust we will return. So it's like, bro, it's you can't expect everything on earth to be great for you. And God isn't really in control of everything on earth anyway. That's what the devil is here for. So if you're expecting heaven on earth, and again, everything to be perfect for you, Good luck, bro. Your reward is in the end. Once you persevere through all this, what's going on in the world right now, the reward will be in the end. Where, hey, yeah, once our time comes with heaven, then you can expect where there's no sickness, and no evil, no sin, and all that kind of stuff. But as for now, dude, if you're expecting everything to be perfect on earth, man, honestly, that's kind of delusional. So if you guys kind of want a story to read Job. Read about Job, bro. God allowed Satan to take a lot from him, pretty much everything from him. Job still praised God and got pretty much everything returned to him. Okay. So you don't blame God for all the things that are going wrong. That'll be my best advice for you guys. I've had some people DM me about, people that didn't believe in God before and all that kind of stuff. Had chats with them. Read about Jesus. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. You can read through them. It's just 4 different accounts of Jesus. But read about Jesus, learn and understand him. Like I said, read Job. You can also read Job, and you'll see how everything was taken from him, bro. And he still praised God in the midst of it. That'll be my best advice for you, bro. Because I done been through some stuff, and now look where I'm at, bro. But it's all good. You'll be all right, brother. You'll be all right, brother. Just persevere. Persevere. Like, I can give you an example. Like my dad, okay? He's disabled, right? A lot of y'all aren't going to know this, but he has chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, okay? And he's an apostle, right? So he's in a wheelchair. He has an electric wheelchair for the house. Well, we have an electric wheelchair that we use in public too. But so he has like 2-3 different wheelchairs. But in the midst of what he's going through right now, bro, he doesn't complain. And that's him being like, he's pretty much an example that I've been watching over the past, because he's had this illness for the past 5, 6 years, 7 years. And he's been the example for me that, man, dude, you got to persevere, bro. And even then, yeah, your healing is going to come, but God never said your healing was going to be, he never told you when your healing was going to come. He just said, you will be healed. His time is going to come. So if it's not on earth, it'll be in heaven. You'll be healed, and you'll have eternal life, bro. So, like I said, watching what my dad's been going through over these years has been a motivation to me, too, to never blame God for anything. Because, bro, he's like one of the happiest people you'll ever meet. He still laughs. He still does a lot of things he enjoys. So that's why it kind of bothers me sometimes when I watch people complain about life, and they have nothing wrong with them, bro. They have nothing wrong with them. Y'all still have a mouth that y'all can talk. Y'all can still use y'all's hands. Like my dad can't use his hands. He can't use his feet. He can't walk. You know. He's starting to play the keyboard and stuff again. That's pretty cool. And his organ, like that's cool. That's something he used to always like to do. But he just recently started trying to play the keyboard again, and he's doing that with like 2 fingers per side. Like it's yeah. So hopefully that motivates some people, bro. Just don't expect Earth to be perfect for you, bro. Satan is in control of a lot of stuff that's going on here, bro. So let's get this set out of the way. That's one in the tank, but that's okay. I didn't feel like fighting for it. So moving on. I think I got chest, bis, and tris left. So let's carry on. All right, so we're gonna play with bicep curls here. So if I were to give you guys, I guess, best advice, gym-wise, don't get caught up in all this nuance, bro. Like I said, if you actually watch my content and pay attention, I don't try to make things all that complicated, okay? And if you watch like my YouTubes and stuff, for sure, you'll realize, oh, it's really not all that difficult, right? Because you'll watch me come in here and do whatever I feel like doing and just get stronger over time, right? So don't get too caught up in all this stuff. Like I said, exercise order can matter, but it's going to be to a certain extent, right? Because, again, if everything is in check, it's not going to matter all that much. And again, you don't need maximum recruitment for everything in order for to have something to grow, right? So again, a lot of things get taken a little too far, and that's probably because you have studies that have way too much volume in a lot of the stuff too. But my best advice, gym-wise, dude, just go in the gym and enjoy yourself. Try to do as little as possible. Okay. Like I said, I mean, you got people that's talking about maximalists and minimalists. I mean, you want to try to look to do the least you can and still progress with everything. And if you can stretch to do a few more things, fine. But there's no need to really overdo how much more you can do. All right. But either way, it's not that big of a deal, guys. It's not a big deal, man. Do as you please, as long as you're progressing, cool, whatever. Okay. But we're gonna do bicep curls here. Do a chest fly, and I didn't see a dip in here that I liked. Maybe it's on the other side, but I'll probably just do tricep extensions. Let's do this set here too. This is a 35 this time. Usually been doing a 25, so we'll try this 35 today. It is hot in here, and I've been trying to keep this on for as long as I could, but so I guess it's around the time where I just do the oversized tees. I don't think it's pullover season anymore. Let's answer some questions. Let's answer some more questions. I've been doing pretty good today. Let's see. Let's see. We've been doing great today, sort of, or at least I've been doing great. I had to pray last night because I was looking at these questions, bro. I was like, man, bro, what kind of questions are these? But then it's like, man, I do have to kind of realize there is a lot of new people that come to my page every day. So it is what it is. Like I said, over the past several months, it's been between 400 to 850 people that's following me per day. Okay, and I think the highest it's gotten to was like 1,000 and some change a day. Like there's been a few days where it's been high as 1,000 in a day, but for the most part, it's averaging between 400 to 850. So like I said, when I'm seeing all these questions about cuts and progressive overload, it's like, dang, bro. Then again, it's like, these are probably some people that just hasn't been here. So like, I've been trying to pray for my patience. My patience has gotten a lot better over the past year for sure. Like I said, y'all don't know me. I've only been around content creating for like a little over a year. So like, before this, oh no, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't have been able to do this if it was 2 or 3 years ago. So, let me see, where are these questions at? Let's see, Knicks in 4. I don't think the Celtics are bad enough to allow the Knicks to get 4, but I think the Knicks can win though, for sure. How to target pecs on a leg extension. You know, here's a topic. Boundaries. Okay. So you got these people that come on my page, they say all this sexual stuff and be weird all the time and then complain when they get blocked. Brother, I don't care. I don't care that I blocked you because you don't respect boundaries. Okay. And then people try to be like it's social media, bro, lighten up. Okay. I can say the same thing about you and your house and the community that you're in. Okay. I can be like bro, this is your neighborhood. But bro, you wouldn't walk into someone's house doing whatever you wanted to do, or you wouldn't allow people to walk into your house and do whatever you want to do. If you're on my page and there's things that I don't want to see, and then you try to, cross those boundaries every chance you get, GG's, bro. It's not that I'm mad at you. People think I'd be mad, bro. I'm gonna block you and laugh, okay? And then, like I said, it's funny to me when I'll block someone on Instagram or TikTok. Next thing you know, I see an Instagram or TikTok comment talking about please unblock me on Instagram or TikTok. I don't know what I did. Okay. Bro, I'm not blocking people for no reason. Like I said, y'all, if y'all choose to be weird, and a lot of times I give a lot of you guys warnings, and people try me anyway. It's like, all right, cool. I'm just block you. No big deal. It doesn't bother me. But that's a good topic right there. Boundaries. Okay. If people like to cross your boundaries and step over that line, bro, you don't have to deal with that. It's just like life. Okay. You got people in your life that's crossing your boundaries. You don't have to deal with them, bro. Just move on. So people, like I said, talking about some bro, it's social media. You're gonna have that. Cool. It's my page. Remember that. I think I'm gonna do one set here. Yeah. I'm gonna do one set. Call it a day. Whew, shucks, definitely didn't have another one. People will look at that and be like, oh, bro, you had another one. I think you guys need to understand resistance profiles exist. Again, you guys forget about that a lot. This is heavy at the beginning. I have it set on 3, so it's going to be heaviest as soon as where you curl at. That's a hard push from right there. And then from the rest of it, yeah, it does look easy. But bro, I'm not moving that again for another rep. It wasn't going to move it. So, one set. I'm okay with it. Let's move on. The tricep extensions, because this brother's on the chest fly. We're gonna do these. I'm gonna do a single set here, call it a day, and then a set of chest, call it a day. The next topic actually was on my mind. I should have talked about it earlier when I was talking about, stuff for aspiring coaches. So we'll get into that after this warm-ups. So for coaches, yeah. Aspiring coaches and trainers, look to educate yourselves, all right? Like I said, I feel as if I'm well educated in this field of strength training. Pretty versatile. I understand the hypertrophy stuff. I understand the powerlifting stuff. I understand the flexibility stuff. But I mean, all of the physiology is pretty much gonna tie in. It's like all the same stuff, really. So that's why, like I said, I understand the hypertrophy and I understand people that want to powerlift because I have powerlifting clients, so I understand powerlifting. And I understand the flexibility stuff because I've also done that too. And it's like, you can be well versed. You can have a niche. If you want to have a niche, cool, that's great. But if we're talking about someone that's training in a gym, like I said, I worked at LA Fitness. Like, I couldn't sit there and expect to have young 20, 21-year-olds that are just healthy and want to optimize the training. Like, no, I've dealt with people that are 70 years old. I've dealt with people that are 16, as young as 16. I've dealt with people that had injuries. I've dealt with people that had like certain disabilities. Like, I've had some people that has like cerebral palsy. It was like, I'm fairly versatile, okay? And of course, it's going to come to a point too where it's like, okay, hey, if you're not able to work with a certain disability of some sort or whatever, don't take that client on, okay? So like, there's going to be some cases where I was like, oh, hey, no, I know I can't really work with this. I'll tell the person to seek a professional or whatever, okay? But I mean, I've had clients with bulging disc and stuff and helped them with like strengthening their spine, and they've overcome a lot of back pain and all that. Like, I've dealt with a lot. And again, people think I've been training people for like 10, 15 years, but it's been 3.5 years. 3.5 years. So there's a lot of knowledge that I look to gain in this time, bro. I think it's been 3.5. 3.5. Let me see, September 2021. Yeah. 3.5. Unless my math is that bad. Yeah, it's 3.5. So look to educate yourselves, man. Again, if you want to look to work with a greater variety of people, you're going to have to be well-versed, bro. Again, you can't expect everyone to be 20 years old and healthy, no injuries and everything. Can't expect that. Like I said, I understand nutrition too. Yeah. So if you want to be a pretty great coach, you're going to have to know quite a good bit of stuff. Okay. So hopefully that helps. But let's see, working set 1 here. Let's see. They say I don't train to failure. Oh, that was rough. Okay. Cool. Let's see if we can answer another question for you guys that is actually on here. Well, I'm gonna do this set here real quick first, and then we'll come back to it. And they took this chest fly, so I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. I'd mixed in, but it's like 3 of them. All right, moving on. I guess we got to do the chest fly on the other side of the gym. Carry on. Let's see. All right. So here I am on the side of the gym I didn't want to be in. So let's see if we can answer any more questions here. I know you're not 100% open about it, but for a Q&A, would you ever take any PEDs again? What? I am open about it. I tell people that I'm not natural. I'm just not going to sit there and give people dosage advice and everything. Like, as of right now, I mean, I'm on 250 milligrams a test, and it's probably going to be like that for a long time. Like I said, I have no real aspirations of bodybuilding. Yeah, I might have played. Like I said, I've played with Test and Masteron, with a little bit higher with doses, but I never crossed 500 with Test. Overall, I've never crossed 1.2 total grams. And it wasn't for a long period either. So like I said, right now, and for quite a while, I've only been 250 G's a test. So, yeah, if that's what you wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Like, people say that I'm blasting. But again, if you look at me and then put me like next to someone like some open bodybuilder or whatever, you will realize, oh, maybe Hunk isn't blasting. Like, bro, I'm 225 pounds. People act like I'm 300 pounds. People act like I'm 300 pounds and lean, bro. I'm 225 pounds. So, yeah, that's that. Should you arch in the bench press or any, I guess, pressing variation, or let's say even a fly? You can arch a little bit. You don't need to have any kind of overarch. Having a slight arch is okay, guys. There's no need to get too deep into that and all this rib compression and everything. You can have a slight arch. Do you need one? No, but you can have a slight arch. Let's see. Nutrition. No, I'm not talking about nutrition. Watch my previous YouTube video with Joel. Yeah. Okay. Kind of holding this stretch a little bit right here to kind of help with this stretch tolerance a bit. It's where I can be pretty comfortable in this position with my working sets. Like I said, y'all don't pay attention to much. Y'all just regurgitate things and think stretching before sets are bad. Like I said, I recently made that post about stretching prior to working sets and stuff, and how to approach them if you wanted to do them and stuff, or if you needed to. Let's see. I'll do one more warm-up set here. Let's look at another question. I don't even know if y'all can hear me, bro. It's so loud in here. I'm sorry. Are more stable exercises less or more fatiguing? I feel like they're more fatiguing. That makes no sense. Are more stable exercises more fatiguing? Come on now. That makes no sense. Have you tried doing heavy barbell rows versus a heavy chest supported row. All right, come on now. Come on now. Have you tried doing a Bulgarian split squat versus some kind of single leg press on a machine? Come on now, guys. Does sternum angle affect what pec region is biased in the chest press per Jeremy Ethier? I don't even know who that is. Editor helped him out here. I did a post recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago or something, about training chest, and it was just understanding like the upper arm angle. So if you're wanting more upper pecs, I mean, look to load adduction with shoulder flexion. Other than that, I mean, any kind of flat press or fly, you'll be good. But like sternum angle, nah. It's gonna be more about the upper arm. So it's gonna be more about the upper arm. Where the upper arm is traveling, how it's traveling. So yeah, more upper pec, get you an adduction and shoulder flexion kind of movement. So whether it's a fly or you do a press variation, cool. With a neutral grip, cool. Or get you a flat press or flat fly for like the best overall option for the entire chest. Okay. See, now I feel a lot more comfortable in this position. All right. We're gonna have to pin this. We're gonna have to pin this. All right, we're finishing up. Where's the wife at? I don't have one. I don't have one. If I do an incline dumbbell press, do I also work the short head of the, okay, whatever. Like I said, when y'all get blocked, bro, don't complain. When is 4 plates falling on that shoulder press? Woo. Give me a month, maybe 2. We're not exactly close to 4 plates for like reps. Man, it is loud in here. Hoist machinery review. More specifically, the plate-loaded shoulder press. Nothing's wrong with it. Thoughts on the current situation in Marvel Rivals? It's hectic, bro. It's hectic. Because you got everybody that deranked, and then you have the people that never really ranked that are still like silver and gold. And man, bro, it's rough. It's rough. It's literally like playing with people that never played the game before. Like I can sit there and drop 30 or 40 for no, like I literally can't. I can't play tank. I can't play DPS. I can't play healer. It's either way I'm gonna lose. I can't. It's like you can't really carry. It's really hard to carry. It doesn't matter what you pick. You're just gonna lose. So yeah, it's a rough situation right now. Like I went on a 2-day stretch where I lost 9 straight games. 3 of them was with a 6-stack because they just put us with some ridiculous 6-stacks, and then the rest of them were just with randoms afterwards. Like the next day, I was at 2, 3, and 4 stacked and lost a bunch of So that was a rough situation there. So yeah, current situation with Rivals it's not fun. But any opinions on Mike Israel's surgery to get rid of permanent love handles? No. Why would I have an opinion on that? Why do y'all worry about everybody doing everything? I mean, that's just a situation where I guess he doesn't know what a calorie deficit is, but like, why would I care? I don't know if you went over it, and I'm kind of newer to your page, but what got you into what you do? Oh, I kind of went over that in the beginning of this video, brother. How to be good with Magneto from Marvel Rivals. Enable your DPSs, bro. try to avoid using your bubbles for yourself too often, and try to enable your DPSs that are pushing or something. You know, that could be pushing the back line, or like maybe like a Bucky or something that's on the side of you or whatever. Try to use those bubbles for your teammates as much as possible, bro. You're like the best defensive tank in the game, bro. So like your ult, very, very great, bro. You can take healers out of the healing ults. You can stop Iron Man's ult. You can stop Peter Quill's ult. You can stop Hela's ult. Like you're a defensive tank, bro. So play defense. Find ways to just be better at defense. Take out penny mines. Take out Namor squids. Like let your DPS DPS, bro. And then from there, you know, then you can do your damage to people. But yeah, just be a defensive tank. I'm convinced there is no reason to eat over maintenance calories if you're an intermediate. True. But like I mentioned in the previous YouTube video, it's just going to be a case where it's like, bro, it doesn't matter if you're in a deficit sometimes. It doesn't matter if you're in maintenance sometimes. It doesn't matter if you're in a surplus sometimes. Just understand, hey, find ways to continue to progress in the gym. Don't overeat to where you're getting fat. Don't undereat to where you're hindering your gym, like the energy that you have for the gym and everything. It's pretty simple stuff. And I will go over one more for you guys here. Let's see. Biggest regret in your bodybuilding career? I don't have one, because I didn't pursue it that hard, and I didn't push drugs hard, so don't really have one. I have no training related questions for you. You literally helped me learn everything I need to know. You're welcome, brother. All of you that are like thanking me for stuff, I appreciate y'all. And then the last question, I guess, what made you come into content creation? My OG clients from LA Fitness, they kind of pushed me to do this pretty much. Because I guess they saw the value that I have. I brought value to them, and they wanted me to kind of spread that value, and here I am. I didn't want to do it. Like I said, it took me like 3 years to finally do it, but here I am. So that's the end of that. We're going to do this single set of this chest fly and call it a day. This might be heavy. I don't think I've tried a plate on this. Last time I did this, it was just a full stack. I don't even know if I pinned it with the 25, but let's see. Oh, this is heavy. Call it. See, like I said, those warm-up sets I did to kind of loosen up right here, I feel good right here. This doesn't hurt me or nothing. So, stretch tolerance was pretty good right there. Like I said, you can do static stretches or that PNF stretching around those end ranges or like those lengthened positions to where, like I said, when you get to your working sets and stuff in those positions, you'll be comfortable with it. So that's that. But that's it for today, guys. Hopefully I covered enough, maybe answered enough questions. I guess the biggest thing with this video was like, let me finish this in another room. This is annoying. Hold on. As I was saying, oh, it's so much calmer in here, bro. Like, if I don't have to go to the other side, I really wouldn't. But as I was saying, I guess this video is more so for like the aspiring coaches, bro, or those of you that want to look to bring value to others, even if I guess you're looking to be a content creator, bro. Educate yourself. Make sure you're not someone that tries to make things as complicated as possible for everybody. Dude, like I said, when I bring to my content, I make things as simple as possible. My clients enjoyed that. Like I said, my original clients enjoyed that. That's why they wanted me to look to do the content creating. And it seems as if a lot of you enjoy it too. And even current clients and all that kind of stuff. Dude, just bring value, bro. Help people progress without them having to think too much. And that's that. But if y'all have any other further stuff for me, just I guess give me some ideas and stuff. But other than that, man, God bless. And y'all carry on.